All right, come with me while I design a aisle sign for a local hardware store, Frankfurt Hardware and Gifts. What I'm doing is I'm using a program that is specific for laser machines. It's called Lightburn, and the first thing I'm going to do is make a rectangle because they already had the hardware to hang the aisle signs, so I measured and knew that these were going to be about 14 inches wide by about 4.5 inches high, um, because these signs are going to be several to a hanger. And I want to create something that's going to be a little bit uh, old timey feeling because the hardware store is almost 100 years old or over 100 years old. So I'm going with the classic design here that was seen in a lot of old signage. So I inverted the corners to get this look right here. And what I'm doing is I am offsetting to create the inter white design that's going to go, the border that's going to go around the inside of it. So playing around with it a little bit, just so I can get the right width that I want. Got to make sure that it's not too thin for the lasers so it doesn't take too much away when it cuts through, and you want to make sure it's visually pleasing. So get it about, I think that's about 1/4 inch, maybe 1/2 inch, what I need, and then realize that my corners were ucky, so I had to fix those a little bit. But now I am grouping those together and centering up so that those will cut out as one item. And you can tell that I hadn't had my coffee yet. So now I am making the circles here, the holes that are going to be where the hooks go through to hang. And I know, because I had already measured, the hardware store was gracious enough to let me take one of the brackets home so I could get the measurements correct. So I know these are going to be about 1/4 inch circle. And if you hold the control button down, or I'm sorry, the shift button down while you are stretching those, it creates an equal circle all the way around. So what I'm doing is I'm stretching this border on the inside just to get it to where I want it. Still also visually pleasing. And I want to make sure that the hole isn't too close to the edge, so that way there's it doesn't take too much material away. So when they hang it, the hooks don't damage the sign and fall. So you can see here, what I did with the there we go. No, yes, now I finally got it. What I'm doing is I am creating a square just for a measurement, so I can get all of the holes, all 4 holes, the same distance in between the edge of the sign and the border and the ends. And what I do is I create an outline basically out of squares and center everything in rectangles. And the blue that is in this program, it's a template. So that way you can help it can help you measure things out, and it's just a little bit easier. I'm more of a visual um, person, so I tend to eyeball a lot of things, but I do get you can see here why it takes me so long to um, measure things out later on when I'm trying to get the lettering um, where I want it. So what I did was I grouped those together. I copied it from the top, duplicated it, um, flipped it, it went to the bottom. Then I grouped those two together, flipped those, and put them on the other side. So now I know that all four holes are the same distance from the edge of the boards and they are equal um, from the sides of the board. And I'm just deleting my template marks here, and I like to make sure I select everything because why not just delete everything? I'm good at that. So where I had grouped it, just to make sure that nothing shifted, I have to ungroup it and then I can delete it. And I'm just making sure that everything did stay in line here, just to double check. Once I measure twice, cut once, well, I like to measure once and cut 3 times. I'm starting to get out of that. Now I am putting the lettering on, and you can't see it pop up, but I'm going through a couple different designs to see what I like, and now I put it up here so you guys can start to see what it looks like. And I did not like that. That is just nope. But I'm centering it and just getting a look for it to see what it looks like now. And not happy with that. So I'm going to go through a couple different ones the different ones that I have. And none of those looked good. And I finally went with this one, and it's called Hermana. So I stretch this out and center it. Also, while you hold the control button, it will stretch up on both sides. So with the L on this, it hangs down, and if you center the center line, it makes the white space on the bottom look way off. So it doesn't look centered. And I would rather have the L hang down a little bit and not and have the nuts and bolts be centered as far as like the bulk of the lettering. Because to me, this just looks like it's not centered horizontally with the top and the bottom. So you can't see it pop up, but what I'm doing is there's a measuring tool, the little ruler on the left hand side, and I'm just trying to make sure that the spaces are the same width. And right now, to make it a little bit easier on me, I'm ungrouping that right now, and I'm adding a midpoint in this border, just so I know where the middle of it is. And I'm doing that on both sides, and I will draw a template line from side to side, and I'm making sure. And oh no, what did I do? I'm good at that, but I meant to hit the pencil tool and not the node tool. And this, it will, I don't know if you can see where it popped up a circle as I hovered over that line, that's letting me know that I am over top of that node or the midpoint. Lightburn is a fantastic design program. It didn't take me much to learn it just because um, I've done computer programming a little bit and different kinds of design, computer aided designs. Um, so it's not difficult at all to learn Lightburn if you know any amount, any just a little bit of design software. It's pretty intuitive. So I'm trying here. I'm just making sure that in measurements, I'm getting my ruler and there's another window that pops up, but it tells me how much the distance is, and I play with this back and forth just to get it as close to centered as I can. Again, it won't center with the line just because the L hangs down below. So I'm doing this just to get it. I was like, oh yeah, maybe. No. It's still closer to the top than the bottom. Because one thing that was throwing me off is the little like points that you would think that are in the middle of the letters. They're not. They're actually below the center line of the letter. So that was kind of throwing me for a loop. And I think here I got it pretty close. Of course, I'm a perfectionist. I mean, it looks fine looking at it now. That would have been fine. But now I have to do it again. And again. And again. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, so I got it good enough for me. So I'm deleting all of my oh, I forget what they're called. My template lines. I know there's another word for it. So what I usually do, oh, I'm stretching it here just to get it to um fill the sign up a little bit more. So don't have all of the white space around it. Okay, so I duplicate once I get something that I like it, I always just duplicate it because I have to create more signs for this. What I'm doing here is the I'm separating the background from the lettering because they'll be cut out from two different species of wood. So the backers will be cut out on maple. Excuse me. And I can fit two to a sheet, and the lettering. Oh, and it just went away. But the lettering will be on a white board that's called a True Flat, and it's great to cut out on the laser. All right, well, that's how I create the design, and I had already got this approved from the hardware store, and they really liked it, and I am getting all of them ready for them. I'll talk to you guys later.